It's game day in Brampton as the visiting 2-3 Edmonton Stingers take on your 5-1 Brampton Honey Badgers. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Don Bolsera. Now, it was fireworks on Saturday, this past Saturday, as the best in the West took on the best in the East, Vancouver and Brampton, going head-to-head in a game where Brampton was looking to extend their undefeated season. Unfortunately, they came up short as the Bandits came up with a victory, 104-98. On the other side, visiting Stingers, rough start to the season so far, 2-3. A lot of new pieces still trying to figure out their identity, and they're looking to extend their winning streak to 2 after an impressive win against the Calgary Surge. And tonight, revenge will be on their mind as they see some familiar faces on the other side in Sean East II and Keen Ambrose Hilton. And from being here sideline, you can feel the tension. You can tell that Jordan Baker and company want to get this game and make a statement before they leave this building. So it'll be a revenge game, and I know some of them that loves revenge in my guy Matt Bonomi. And welcoming to our broadcast, new to the team, it's Oren Weinsfeld as well. Gentlemen, it's going to be a good one.
I don't like when D outs me like that, Oren. Matt Bonomi alongside Oren Weisfeld. And Oren, as D said, Brampton suffering their first loss of the season a couple of days ago to a tough Vancouver Bandits team. And tonight they have the Edmonton Stingers in the building, a team that Keon Ambrose Hilton and Sean East are super familiar with. That's got to be an exciting game for these two fellas.
Yeah, lots of exciting storylines to follow. I mean, it's the classic west to east switch up, right? Vancouver to Toronto, they're not the first people to do it. They won't be the last. And I think this is going to be a good game because Jordan Baker knows these guys better than any coach in the league, and their former head coach will pull out all the stops to try to stop them.
Well, he said one of the advantages is we do have advanced scouting. As we'll take a look at the matchup stats for tonight's contest, and one of the big things that turns out in all of these ball games so far for this Honey Badgers team is they have the best defense in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. They only give up 86 points per game. That's something that head coach Alex Serta has certainly leaned on.
Yeah, I think these are two pretty even teams in terms of their defense-first teams. They both hang their heads on defense. That's their identity. They're both scoring about 90 points a game, right? So not the most high-powered offenses necessarily in the league, but both of these teams are defense first, and it'll be interesting to see which one kind of comes out swinging first, which one's able to get to those loose balls, make more hustle plays, and insert their identity first.
And one of the things you and I were talking about before the game is this is a 5-1 Brampton team against a 2-3 Edmonton team, and the record is kind of deceiving for this Edmonton team because the last game they had a couple of new players, which we'll get into throughout the broadcast, but they certainly turned on the Jets against Calgary.
Yeah, absolutely. If fans are coming to this thinking this is going to be a blowout because of the records, this is a league that anything can happen. And Edmonton, yes, they got off to a slow start, a couple really close losses early in this season, but they're picking up new players. They're gaining chemistry as they go, and I expect these two teams to be pretty evenly matched and give each other a good run for their money.
Well, speaking of someone who wants to give Edmonton a run for their money tonight, it's head coach Alex Serta. He's joined by D.
Coach, not the results you won on Saturday, but what was the biggest thing you took away from that game?
Yeah, I mean, we just have 2 good practices, working on things that, that kind of hurt us that game. We worked on them, and now we're ready to go.
Some storylines in this game, of course. Sean and Keon playing against their own team. Do you find that you're going to have to motivate them, or you expect them to do it themselves?
Yeah, we prepare the same every game. We talk about nameless great faces, so we take in the information that we need at face value, and we prepare the same. So no extra motivation for this game. We just got to do our job.
Best of luck tonight, Coach. Back to you, fellas.
Head coach Serta is all business as the Honey Badgers look for win number 6 on the season. But in their way, the Edmonton Stingers. We're going to take a short break. Action coming your way on the other side. You're watching CEBL Live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Hello, Canada. Welcome to a new CEBL season.
It's been amazing, Canada basketball, to put that platform and give guys an out.
The crowds were bigger.
The players got better. The quality of the game got better.
You gotta love it, Canadian Goose.
Fasten your seatbelt tonight because we're going to have some high energy and some high flying stuff.
This is the trail. This is the real. Ain't nothing I gotta think. I'm in my zone.
No shortage of emotion, no shortage of intensity as anticipated.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Back inside the CAA Center in the Flower City, Brampton, Ontario, the site of the Honey Badgers and Stingers matchup in Canadian League basketball action on Wednesday night. All right, Oren, you've identified some keys to the game first for the visiting Stingers.
Yeah, let's get right into it. I mean, first of all, this is a brand new Edmonton team pretty much from last season, so cohesion and chemistry are the big things. They have Isaiah Moore, Stanley Davison Jr., and Scotty Lindsay all playing in just their second game of the season after joining the Stingers pretty late. They had no practices between their last game against the Surge and this game. So how fast can this team gel? How fast can they implement their three new players and get everybody on the same page is really what I'm curious about, because they have a lot of talent, but again, it's a lot of changeover. Second one is slow down East. As we kind of mentioned, you know, Sean East is the leading scorer for this Brampton team. He scored 35 points last game, but nobody knows him better than his former head coach, Jordan Baker. So how well can this team slow down Sean East? Are they going to throw more aggressive defenses at him? I'll be curious to watch. And lastly, bench production. They scored 52 points off the bench last game in the Calgary win for Edmonton, and can they keep going that deep in their bench, keep getting that much production? If they can, they're going to have a good shot today.
And flipping to the home side for the Brampton Honey Badgers, Oren, your keys to the game are?
I mean, the first one is avoid offensive droughts. Easier said than done, but last game they really lost on that opening 11-0 run to start the fourth quarter versus the Vancouver Bandits. That's what did them in. They had 3 turnovers during that stretch, so keep the scoreboard rolling in this game, ideally, and try just to keep it going throughout. Second one is spacing. I mean, that's kind of how you do this. The only thing I would kind of say about the Brampton team is sometimes they get a little bit too clogged. They have 3 bodies in the lane, and they aren't executing the spacing principles that I know they want to. So I think that's something to watch out for in terms of keeping their offense rolling, is just having pristine spacing throughout the game. And last one is back to their defensive identity. 93 points last game they gave up to Vancouver. That was the most they gave up this season. So obviously they want to get back to their kind of defensive stinginess this one.
All right, let's meet the starters for both teams. First, for the visiting Stingers, it'll be Trey King, Michael Nuga, Samaj Teal, Emmanuel Bandomel, and Isaiah Moore earning his first start with the team. He made his debut last game, of course, after spending a couple of seasons with Ottawa, now with the Edmonton Stingers. And for the Honey Badgers, bit of a different lineup tonight. It'll be the usuals, Cam Tyson, Matthew Moncrief, and Sean East. And making their first starts of the season, Keon Ambrose Hilton, who Coach Serta said will match up well with Isaiah Moore, and Josh Omajafo replacing Tyrese Hunter, who was away from the team for a couple of days due to personal reasons, so they want to ease him back into the rotation. All right, Oren, you've outlined a player to watch from each team. First, for the Stingers, your player to watch is?
He's not starting, but it's Stanley Davis Jr. As I said, last game against Calgary was his first CEBL game ever, and he was great. He filled up the stat sheet, 15, 6, 4, and 2 steals, in his CEBL debut, and they put the ball in his hands late, and he took them home with the target time winner. So Stanley Davis Jr., he'll come off the bench, but he's the guy to watch for Edmonton. And on Brampton's side, it's obvious, but it's Sean East. Again, 35 points last game. He's playing his former team that he left in favor of Brampton, and he is the kind of guy that creates almost all the offense for Brampton. I'm curious, again, how much does Jordan Baker maybe guard him with double teams, traps, that kind of stuff. We'll see how Sean East is going.
Oh, the Stingers are ready. The Honey Badgers are ready. Are we ready? Toss it up, Spags. There we go. And we are underway in the Flower City. Matt Bonomi, Oren Weisfeld, and Dee Balsera, thanks for joining us. One of 2 games currently taking place in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Niagara hosting Calgary down the highway here. Edmonton wearing the navy blue unis, tossing up the first shot of the game. That was teal, and it hits front rim. Brampton wearing yellow. Here's Oma Jaffo, kicks it into the corner. Tyson 3-ball to start, you bet.
And that's what he does. I mean, Tyson runs the floor, gets to the corner, and that's the spacing I'm talking about.
Tyson first in the Canadian Elite Basketball League in made threes per game with 5. So he's got one early here. Nice backdoor cut, and pushing it through there was Bandomel. So you see your first taste of that fiery offense that this Stingers team can offer. Here's Sean East. Oh, yeah, you got that right there.
Clothesline.
Yeah, Moncrief bumped on the sideline. That'll be the first foul of the ball game, and it'll go against Trey King. King spent some time with the Austin Spurs in the G League.
Yeah, he had a great game against Calgary last game and could present some real kind of rebounding issues.
Here's Tyson, 5 seconds on the shot clock. He'll have to fire top side. Oh, Cam Tyson back at it early.
He's warm.
Well, that's a specialty area. He's got a hot zone all over the perimeter. Here's Moore firing, that one off the mark, and Moncrief has his second board.
Yeah, Moore is another guy to watch, obviously.
Pushed inside and turned over. Moore was in the middle of it. Honey Badgers recover, and East connects.
Moore is obviously a CEBL veteran, and he got off to a little bit of a slow start last game, but he is one of the best rim protectors and rebounders in the league. Let's see how he does today.
3 balls, 9-2. Brampton on top of Edmonton to start. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching CEBL basketball on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Stick around.
When Crystal Glass introduced our residential window line this past year, it was essential to manufacture them locally.
Crystal Glass has always been a proudly Canadian company.
We employ Canadians, we serve Canadians, and we are Canadians. So you know our windows are designed and built for our climate.
And since we've been the clear choice for glass for over 75 years, you can trust our quality and service.
Visit one of our over 50 locations across Western Canada or at crystalglass.ca. Financing is now available.
This Eastern Conference game is presented by Lotto Max, back inside the CAA Center where all the offense is presented by the 3-ball.
Yeah, Cameron Tyson and Sean East off to a very fast start in this one. I mean, we highlighted them, their backcourt. They light it up from 3, and that's what you have to do in this league if you're going to win. You got to make your shots.
All right, let's check in with Dee, who was hanging around the huddle on the timeout.
Yeah, I was on the Stingers bench, Matt, and as you can imagine, the focus was Cam Tyson saying, hey, listen, we've got to switch defenders, and we got to force him to be a driver. We can't give him these open looks at the 3 because we know that's what he wants, and he will burn us if we don't defend it. Back to you.
Teal gets the friendly roll on the 3-ball there. Well, Brampton starting the game 3 of 4 from deep. Edmonton now 1 of 2.
And look how they're picking up Sean East full court now. They're denying him the ball. I think that's something to watch for, because the more that they can keep it out of his hands, the better.
Count the bucket. Bandumal going end to end. And what an electric start out of the timeout there for the Stingers.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Baker was not happy when he called that timeout. You could see it. So happy with the response for sure. And right back to 9-7 game.
Vanderbilt at the line, 86% on the season from the stripe. He knocks down. Pretty good game against the River Lions not so long ago, 13 points. That was his only double-digit point game of the season. And Jordan Baker said that bringing him back was a priority, or bringing him onto the team was a priority. That'll be Teal hit with the personal foul, his first.
Yeah, but again, you don't really mind that, I don't think, if you're Jordan Baker, because you're showing Sean East that...
Majafo cutting inside. And he'll head to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, you're showing Sean East that nothing's going to come easy tonight. You're not going to get the ball. You're not going to bring it up the court. I thought, honestly, last game against Vancouver, you know, the 35 points came a little easily, like in terms of everything was one-on-one coverage, not a lot of doubles, not a lot of that full court pressure that we're seeing more of now. So that's what you have to do against this team is take the head off the snake, and that's Sean East.
Majafo at the line here. Coming off his best game of the season, 13-point outing on 67% from the field against Vancouver. Certainly a great candidate to start here. As we mentioned, Tyrese Hunter coming off the bench tonight. Majafo is one of those special players, too. He's a great defender, and he doesn't foul. Plays about 20 or so minutes a game. So he can lock things down on the defensive end. And what a wild card piece that is to have, right? A guy that doesn't foul and could stop one of your best players on the important end of the floor.
For sure. I mean, what was Coach Serta saying to you before the game?
He was saying that he loves Majafo. That he's happy that he's getting a chance here. Stepping back and missing that shot there was Nuga. Another board for Moncrief. Tyson wants to push. Ambrose Hilton wanted it down low. He's looking to get involved here. Moncrief inside. Ambrose Hilton on the reverse. The big fella's connecting for a bucket. Brampton up 5. Lindsay driving inside, dishes off. No finish there from Moore. Hits the deck looking for the call, and he's not going to get it. East in transition. Over to Tyson. Fires and hits. Wow. Cam Tyson, a little Brampton bounce.
And for Brampton, everything starts with the rebounding. Like, that's one thing that's really impressive that this team has done since the season started, is they get on the glass on the defensive end, and then they can push in transition, because it's very rare that teams are getting to the offensive glass.
Cam Tyson, 3 3-pointers so far. He was 16 for 27 from behind the arc his last 3 games. Bandumel had to fire. Moncrief's easily able to scoop it up.
Yeah, not a great shot, right? Very contested, early in the shot clock.
And a turnover. And foul, it looks like that was against the Stingers. Oh, Isaiah Moore is furious. It's on Scotty Lindsay, who checked into the game a few moments ago, as head coach Baker will send in a pair of subs here. So Tay Donald and Abdul Mohammed checking into the game for Edmonton. And Moncrief checking in at the rack. Oh, Matthew Moncrief says, get out the way.
Yeah, Jordan Baker can't be happy with the defense that his team is playing right now.
Oh, he's not going to be happy with the offense either. Another turnover. Brampton trying to build on this 10-point lead, and the former Stingers connecting for a bucket, this time in B-Town.
Everything's coming in transition for Brampton again. The Edmonton's not making them work hard enough, because so much of it is coming in early offense right now. Again, another turnover.
Lindsay pocket picked. Ambrose Hilton in transition. And he turned it over. He was trying to find the trailer, who was Tyson. Lindsay, good defense there from Majafo, and the baseline pass is picked off. Moncrief. He's got Tyson wide open, 3 in and out. Oh, Moncrief with the offensive board. East inside, has the shot if he wants it. Now he's going to try to go to work with the...
You rarely see Shawnee's pass up that midi.
Ambrose Hilton, teammates telling him to shoot it. Cam Tyson in the middle of the key. Tate Donald hit the deck in there as well. And Ambrose Hilton gets tied up with Bandumel, so that'll be a foul against Brampton's big man, as we will have 3 subs coming in the game for the Honey Badgers. It'll be Danilo Jurdicic, Tyrese Hunter, and Prince Odro.
Yeah, quite a explosive stretch of play right there with turnover to turnover. But I think we're seeing these teams start to settle in a little bit more here and see if it slows down at all or if we just keep running at this pace for the rest of the night.
Well, follow at CEB League on all social platforms to stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. Season 8 here in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. These 2 teams ran the tables from 2020 to 2022, as dropping in a bucket there is Scotty Lindsay. And by what I mean by ran the tables was Edmonton won back-to-back titles, 2020 and 2021, and then the Honey Badgers, then in Hamilton, won a title in 2022. East thought about the shot. Now he will fire. It's flat, chases his rebound, and kisses it off the window. Donald dribbling into trouble. Stanley Davis Jr. checked in a moment ago. First shot off the mark, and the fellow that checked in with him, Isaac Jack, tosses it out of bounds.
Yeah, Isaac Jack is playing for Dave Smart, of course, Carleton coaching legend. He's playing with him in Pacific right now in the NCAA, and he's a big man to watch. Young guy and has a lot of upside.
East driving inside, can't get the roll.
And that's Jack right there coming over with the contest, making it hard for Sean East.
East guarding Davis Jr. Jack guarded by Juricic. Tyson trying to pick the pocket, and it was a kick ball. You mentioned Dave Smart. What a good guy to learn from, right? I mean, what did he have, 13 national titles in 18 seasons at Carleton?
Something like
bad,
that.
Right?
At a certain point, you stop counting. But yeah, something like that, and they just won it again this year. They've kept it going even without Dave there anymore.
Donald inside, crafty stuff, couldn't finish, and right there, Jack says, "Hey, Coach Smart, watch this." Jack calling out the defensive coverage. Hunter dishes off. Prince going to work, up and under, and Prince on the board. Lead up to 12 points. Just over 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. This is the start Brampton wanted. Sean East has a smile on his face. Ready to D it up. Davis Jr. fires into the corner. 3 ball. Off the mark and able to keep it in bounds for the Stingers, and going up there drawing contact was Lindsay. So the foul against Brampton, and it will be on Danilo Juricic. I'll send Lindsay to the line. You know, we were curious too, Brampton losing the last game. Of course, it was the first loss of the season, and Dee and I talked about this on the Target Score Brampton podcast, which you can follow. Joey Slattery out in Winnipeg does an excellent job, Target Score Podcast Network. Winnipeg, Vancouver, Brampton here. But Dee and I were talking the other day, that loss was, it was obviously, I mean, for Brampton fans, it's a loss. But it was something to build on. It was exciting. It was a good basketball game, and you didn't really hang your head because it was so competitive. And we were curious as to how they were going to bounce back today, and it seems like this start is probably about picture perfect.
Yeah, I think they're probably ahead of where a lot of people picture them, right? Like, Vancouver is the team to beat in the CEBL in a lot of ways, and to go back and forth such a close game with them, it's not the end of the world. And you're wondering what's their resolve going to be, and the way they've come out tonight is, like you said, it's definitely impressive. It's definitely exactly the kind of response you want to see after the first loss of the season.
Shooting 64% so far are the Honey Badgers from the field. Here's Donald, and he lines one up and knocks it down.
Yeah, I mentioned Stanley Davis Jr. at the start, and I just think the pace he plays with, the way he controls the game, he's never getting sped up, the way he's looking for his teammates, he has the speed to blow by his defender on almost any possession. He's really a guy that comes off the bench for this team that can add a lot of offensive firepower, and I'm just curious to see how he builds off that last performance, because it was his first CEBL game. Is it going to be more of the same, or was that maybe just a one-of-a-kind showing?
15 points, 6 boards, and 4 assists for Davis Jr. in that debut game. Sean East picked up a personal. That last whistle, and Moncrief checked in, trying to go with the sky-high floater, and dropping it through is Lindsay.
And you saw it again there. I think since Davis has come into this game, they've just gotten way better looks on offense. He gets doubled there, gives the pass to Jack, and then it's an easy swing to the corner.
Lindsay, another one of those new players. I say new because he's only played 1 game this season, as East will head to the free throw line here. He draws the foul, that one on Donald.
Has Sean East broke a sweat yet? Doesn't look like it. I mean, he's so calm the way he plays. It looks like it's easy for him.
Well, you mentioned the 35-point game was pretty easy for him. He's actually had 5 30-point games in his CEBL career. His high was 36. That was in the playoffs last season. But he set a career high the other night, too, in shot attempts. He had 25.
Wow. Yeah, wasn't afraid. And again, I thought they played him straight up all night. They played him one-on-one coverage all night. So he did the right thing, taking those matchups and taking those shots. I mean, until a team is going to start selling out a little bit on him and forcing him to get his teammates more involved, he should be taking 25 shots.
Well, maybe you think, oh, well, maybe he'll miss a free throw. That's got to be the black eye on his resume. Well, he's 14 for his last 14 from the line, so. Here's Donald firing a 3, and he connects from deep. Just like that, it's a 4-point ball game, so the double-digit lead evaporated. $1:30 to go in the quarter. Moncrief. Odro looking for a guard. East hit the deck there, able to recover. 5 on the shot clock. East is blocked. Donald all over it. Here's Aaron Rooms, who checked in the game a moment ago, reigning U Sports Player of the Year. East picks the pocket. Wants to go the other way, pushes off the glass. Sean East creating some space and dropping in 2 more.
But this run for Edmonton has really been on the defensive end. They're getting stops, they're getting turnovers, and they're getting out in transition and using the 3-ball to even out the game.
Jack able to weave around down low.
Jack's had some really nice minutes in this first quarter. I mean, he's such a young player. It's his, 5th CEBL game or something like that. So he's learning the league. It's learning the pros, but it's really a lot of upside for him.
Oh, sneaky stuff. Hunter connecting with Moncrief down low. Easiest bucket of his career. 5-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Jordan Baker calling horns down for his team on offense. Donald up top. 5 on the shot clock. Jack looking for an option. He's got Lindsay. Lindsay had the shot for a minute, drives inside, and somehow puts it through. Honey Badgers have to go. 2 seconds. Hunter counts if it goes. And that one goes sky high over the backboard and out of bounds. Great opening quarter for Brampton.
Yeah, really good opening quarter. Obviously a game of runs. It went back and forth, but in the last few minutes there, it was Edmonton that really tightened things up on the defensive end. Basically an all-bench lineup in there when that started happening with Jackson and Stanley Davis. So a lot of games to be played.
We're going to be taking a quick break here. Come back with second quarter action in just a moment. You're watching CEBL live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Looking to level up your future? Algoma University's Brampton campus is where ambition meets opportunity. Study in-demand programs like business, computer science, and psychology right in downtown Brampton. We offer the most affordable tuition in Ontario and are ranked #1 in Canada for scholarships and bursaries. Small classes, big support. real success. Algoma University, Brampton. Success within reach.
Score! Big savings on parking at YEG. Use promo code STINGERS to save 20% on airport parking with Jet Set Parking. Affordable parking just minutes from the terminal. Book online at jetsetparking.com/YEG and use code STINGERS to save. Level up your game. Jet Set Parking has partnered with Edmonton International Airport for their new loyalty program, YEG Plus. Jet Set Parking at YEG Plus, a winning way to start your vacation.
Well, the Brampton Honey Badgers, once led by 12 points, now leading just by 4 after one quarter of play. Back inside the CAA Center, Mapinomi, Oren Weisfeld, and D. Balsera. Thanks for joining us. Edmonton able to crawl back in this game thanks to some bench points, Oren.
Yeah, I mean, Tay Donald hit a couple of threes. Scotty Lindsay came in the game, got to the basket a few times, and so did Jack.
And right there, Omajafo getting to the rack, cleaning it up.
So Edmonton's already played 11 players in the first quarter. So clearly Jordan Baker is going deep and trying to figure out who he wants to roll with tonight.
Bench points 18-2 in that first quarter in favor of Edmonton. They turn the ball over here, so a good start to the second frame for Brampton. Sean East and Cam Tyson, 9 points each. Those are the leading scorers in the ball game. And Scotty Lindsay's got 8 for Edmonton. Here's Tyson. He had the hot hand, 3 threes in that opening frame. Steps to his left, can't hit.
And the question will be, how does Brampton get their offense with Sean East is off the floor, right? How do they create good shots right now in this lineup?
Aaron Rooms fighting down low off the Lindsay miss. Goes out of bounds, and a foul is called. So that's on Aaron Rooms. Head coach Baker can't believe it.
Yeah, the coaching staff didn't seem to like it, but there was a lot of contact there, so I'm not sure what they're complaining about.
Well, Aaron Rooms is 6'6", and he's built like a running back. Of course, a product of TMU. We mentioned the reigning U Sports Player of the Year, back-to-back OUA Player of the Year honors as well. I wouldn't bump into him, I'll put it that way. Moncrief challenging down low. Bills and the loose change. Matthew able to roll it in.
Some really strong finishes here. I think they've already had a few and ones from Brampton tonight. So they're going to the rim. They're not looking for a call. They're looking for contact and a finish.
Moncrief had a tough game against Vancouver. Season low 5 points on 22% shooting. But good players will find other ways to contribute. He had 12 boards in that game.
Yeah, he's definitely the Canadian to watch on this Brampton team.
Here's Rooms. And that one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, a bit of a rough start for Rooms. It is kind of his homecoming game. He's a Mississauga guy playing very close to home, so I don't know if it's a bit of hometown jitters, but he'll ease into it.
Cal Tire's a proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com. And kicking the tires on the baseline, it's Moncrief again. Moncrief having a ball game so far. He's up to 8 points, 5 boards in 9 minutes of play. More up top. Lets it fly, can't hit. Omajafo got fingertips on it instead. It's a second opportunity there as Isaiah Moore hits from the top side. And we have a timeout on the floor, 36-29.
Yeah, I mentioned Isaiah Moore earlier, right? He's a big man who can shoot the three, and we'll be curious to see what Alex Serta does in this timeout. Will they keep letting him shoot it, or are they going to start guarding him closer to the arc?
We're going to take a timeout at the table. You're watching CEBL live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. 7-point lead for the Brampton Honey Badgers over the Edmonton Stingers. Mapanomi, Oren Weisfeld, and D. Balsera. And Oren, Matthew Moncrief, Sean East, and Cam Tyson have combined for 26 points. And although the Edmonton Stingers are throwing different defensive shots at them, they're having no problem breaking these defensive formations. And they've certainly brought their best so far to start.
Brampton's buzzing. It's 58% from the free throw field goal, and at this point of the season to have an offense flowing this well is very impressive.
Driving inside, and it's Hunter who was fouled. So he's going to head to the free throw line.
Yeah, I would say this is one of the best offensive starts that Brampton has gotten off to this season, right? To put up 36 points 2 minutes into the second quarter. It's, CEBL teams are constantly changing, and early in the season, usually it's tough to have this kind of cohesion.
Well, New Era is the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jerseys tonight by visiting cebl.ca. Hunter gets a roll on the first and knocks through the second. His first 2 points of the ball game. And now a 9-point lead for the Honey Badgers. Teal driving inside, kicks into the corner. That's Mason Boursier. Room's fighting for it, and he's got it. Bandumel, shot fake, steps to his left and knocks.
Yeah, I mentioned what is Brampton going to do with East off the floor, right? And what they've done is they've gone to a 3-guard lineup here with Tyson Hunter, Cam Tyson, and Moncrief. And Joshua Mafujo. So that's why they're getting these good shots. I mean, they stacked all the guards other than Sean East, and they've kept the scoreboard rolling with them.
Cam Tyson, his fourth three, 4 for 7, and back the other way. A response there by Bandumel from behind the arc.
But you can't score and then not get back on defense. So.
Here's Hunter. Moncrief up top, 10 on the shot clock. He drives, kicks into the corner. Omajafo, one too many steps, and he gets called for the travel. So just like that, East will check back into the game. Donald joining him as Hunter heads to the bench.
Yeah, 3-minute rest for Sean East, but the way he plays, he really knows how to conserve energy. He's one of those guys who plays really smart, and that's why a coach can play him for the majority of the game, which he does almost every game.
Sean East has played 35 minutes at least in every game this season.
Out of 40 minutes.
Here's Omajafo. Tyson driving inside. Moncrief trying to body, had the reverse layup, instead he kicks. East up top, 5 on the shot clock. Sean spinning through the middle of the key, and he was fouled.
Well, that takes some energy when that happens, but.
Boursier picks up the personal foul.
No, I think Sean East has done a good job tonight letting the game come to him. Again, it's his former team. Sometimes you see guys kind of push it when that's the case, but he's really not looking for his own shot on every possession. He's getting his teammates involved, but yes, when the shot clock's running down like it was right there, he will go and get his own and in that case get fouled.
East connects on both free throws, so he's up to 11 points, the second Honey Badger as he joins Tyson with double digits in the point category so far. So lead up to 8. Here's Donald. Omajafo flexed the defensive muscle so far in this one. Tyson bites on the fake, shot is up, no good, and Moncrief has the rebound. He now has 6 rebounds, so he's on his way to another double-double. East driving, again creating space, and this time other side of the rim, but it's off the glass again.
The bank shot, you don't see that too often. That's the Anthony Edwards loves to do that in the NBA, but not too common in this day and age.
I was going to say Tim Duncan, but I feel like somehow we'd be dating ourselves, even though that's impossible. 3 ball, no good. Moncrief, board, foul called under the net. And Isaiah Moore has been upset with the officiating. This foul against Brampton. Ambrose Hilton picking up a personal. That's his second. He comes out of the game, as does Moncrief. So Odro and Jurcic back into the game for Brampton. Moore wasn't ready for the pass, but he's going to look for an option. Bandumel. Donald looking inside. He'll elect to call his own number. Tyson fighting for it. And King had his hands on it, goes out of bounds.
And I mentioned earlier, how are they going to guard Isaiah Moore, right? He hit that three in the last time Brampton took a timeout. Are they going to start guarding him on the perimeter, or are they going to keep letting him shoot those pick and pop threes?
Stepping inside. Davis Jr. couldn't hit, and Odro able to pick up the loose rock. East looking up floor. East guarded by Bandumel. Had Prince on the roll off the screen momentarily. Jurcic has it now. Here's East, 5 on the shot clock. What will Sean do against his former team? Trying to draw the whistle, won't get it. Stingers pushing back the other way. Bandumel pulls up, pops, and knocks.
And Sean East is talking to the official right now. He's not happy that they didn't get the call there, but he didn't get his guy in the air, and the official is going to award the defender when they don't jump on the pump fake.
All right, Oren, we've got a timeout on the floor. This gives us a chance to take a look at what's going on around the league. Well, some big news yesterday. Calgary and Saskatoon will face off in the inaugural Snowline Gold Real North Classic. Yeah, you're hearing this right, folks. That's at Takini Arena in Whitehorse, Yukon on July 3rd. That's the first ever pro basketball game played in one of Canada's territories. And, of course, Canada Basketball named their athlete pool for the 2027 FIBA World Cup America's qualifiers. 7 players with CEBL experience were selected. That former Honey Badger Thomas Kennedy and Marcus Carr named to that list. And, hey, what about this for around the league? Oren Weisfeld wrote a book, The Golden Generation, How Canada Became a Basketball Powerhouse. Do you know that guy? Do you know who that is? Well, normally I would ask you about this, and I'd throw to D right after, and I'd say to D, tell us more about this guest that you're interviewing. But I'm going to throw it to D, who has more about this guest. D.
Oh, yes. No. It's the book called The Golden Generation, How Canada became a basketball powerhouse, and it came out in November, and it's a deep dive on Canada basketball's trajectory going back to the 70s and 80s, insights from the founders and pioneers who laid the brickwork for this game in this country. But he also doesn't shy away from some of the dark times at the root level as well. It takes you through all the eras, and there's even some bits about our league. And when I asked our fellow sideline reporter Joey Slattery out of Winnipeg about the book, he raved about it, calling it absolutely phenomenal. Best buy. So once again, Oren, welcome to the CEBL family, and I'm going to plug your book here. You can get it anywhere, right, Oren?
You guys are too nice, but yeah, I'll never take a chance to plug away. You can get the book anywhere. Chapters, Indigo, Amazon.
And congratulations on that, too. That's such an accomplishment. By the way, we'll take a cut of whatever you make now that we just plugged that.
You guys, you deserve it. You've done more than my publicist, so I appreciate it.
Well, they won't. I hope they're not listening tonight.
I need that gas money, guys.
Don't worry, they're not. They're not.
Special shout out to producer Mason and Jamie Tan at the league office for making that all possible. But again, seriously, congratulations on that. That's such an awesome awesome moment for you. And it's important that people know about the game of basketball in Canada as well. And what better way to spread the word by teaching about the grassroots level all the way up to the highest level.
No, for sure. I think that was the big thing for me is the next generation of kids and this generation, need to know how come basketball is in such a great place in Canada right now. Who are the people that grew it to this point? So I think if you read the book, you'll get a pretty good idea of how we got here. And it's funny, I was like wondering, can I plug the book on this broadcast? But it looks like I can.
Well, Father's Day's coming up, so I'm just going to put that, plant that seed out there.
Enough about me, though.
Foul on Sean East. That's his second personal foul. That'll send Donald to the line. 5-point lead here for Brampton. Donald 6 points, 2 boards, and 2 assists so far. First free throw hits front rim. This just the 4th and 5th attempts from the line for Edmonton. They were 3 of 3 prior to this trip to the line for Donald.
Yeah. So everyone in Jordan Baker's 12-man roster has played already in this game. So I'm really curious to just see who does he settle on, right? Or does he keep going this deep for the rest of the game?
He's using his whole squad, literally, and Tyson with a tough turnover. Stingers running back the other way. Nice cut inside by Davis Jr.
They got a lot of weapons on this team. I mean, again, we mentioned those 3 new guys who just joined the team for the last game, and it's showing up in this one how many weapons Edmonton actually has.
Here's Omajafo. Brampton needed it, won't get it, and now Edmonton has a chance to tie or take the lead. Here's Davis Jr. again. Nice crossover. Couldn't get the roll, and Moncrief rips it down.
Yeah, he's forced it a bit all night, right? He's trying to get himself going. He's been ice cold from the field, but I do think Stanley Davis maybe needs to let the game come to him a little bit more and stop taking shots when they're not there.
So that foul on Prince Odro, his first personal. So Ambrose Hilton and Martindale back in the game for Brampton. 2:45 to go in the first half. 3 ball for the lead, no good. Omajafo right there for the board. Sean East, 13 points so far. He's got the ball in his hands. Playing against his former squad. Head coach Serta, as you heard in the pregame interview, said it's straight-faced business for these guys tonight. Sean East stepping back, all business on the Jimmy. East up to 15. Bandumel. And he tosses out of bounds.
Yeah, I think Edmonton is letting Sean East get off a little too easy now. I mentioned earlier how they were picking him up full court. There you see it again off the inbounds here, denying him the ball. But the last few possessions, he's been able to go one-on-one and get his own shot. And you don't want to see him get this warm this early in a game of this magnitude.
It's almost like he's got a meteor radius around him as soon as he gets in the key, and no one's really guarding him that tight. But 5 seconds on the shot clock. Omajafo, nice pass inside. Ambrose Hilton was slashed on his way up, so he'll head to the line now, and that foul will be on Scotty Lindsay.
That was a great left-handed pass from Joshua Omajafo there right into the pocket.
Omajafo coming out of the game, Hunter back into the game, Ambrose Hilton at the line. And we mentioned East and Ambrose Hilton, former Stingers. Ambrose Hilton, 23 games last year for Edmonton, 14 points per game. You got all-Canadian team honors as well. Well, Lotto Max now gives you even more chances to win with new prizes of $100,000 every draw. Get your Lotto Max ticket tonight. Must be 18 plus. Second free throw in and out for Ambrose Hilton, and Moncrief trying to keep it in bounds. Tosses it right to the Stingers. Edmonton in transition. Bandumel, a couple of hard cuts there, and that was Davis Jr. letting the floater drop.
Yeah, maybe don't listen to me. I mean, he stayed aggressive, so maybe he will get himself going in this way.
Turnover on the baseline. Hunter again. Here's Davis Jr. Corner, 3 ball. That time it was Bandumel. Chases his rebound down. Here's Bandumel again.
And that rebound, Brampton's not going to be happy with. It was a loose ball. Anybody could have jumped on it, and Edmonton was the first to it.
Nuga drives, kicks to the top of the key, and Bandumel knocks down the 3 ball.
That's usually what happens. The basketball gods reward you for getting to a 50-50 ball like that. You usually end up with an offensive rebound that leading to a 3.
And just like that, we're tied. Moncrief drives, and he is fouled.
I thought that was pretty good defense. So did Lindsay.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know who else thought that was pretty good defense with Lindsay? He's got 3 personals now, so he runs right to the bench. As Moncrief goes to the line.
That's pretty big because he's had a really nice game today, Lindsay, letting it come to him, and he has 8 points already, 4 rebounds. Jordan Baker's wondering about it right now, that foul, the 3rd that'll keep him sidelined until the end of the half, I assume.
First free throw, no good by Moncrief. It's the part of his game that he struggles with. 38% from the line. He was 8 of 21 on the season entering tonight's game. So leaving these points off the board could be costly. Misses 2, and Martindale bats it out of bounds. That'll give Tyson a chance to check into the game here as Martindale will head to the bench. And we have a timeout on the floor with 48.8 seconds to go. Head coach Jordan Baker wants to talk shop, and what an excellent job head coach Jordan Baker has done with this Edmonton team. He's the president, GM, head coach. The only thing that we're missing there is player, but then you say, well, hey, he did play for this team. He won 2 CEBL championships as a player, and then he was a former Canadian Player of the Year. So we talk about players developing and going to the next level. Well, how about this league offering players the chance to develop and then become coaches or fill in leadership roles with teams?
It's awesome to see. I think it's my favorite part about this league is the opportunities that it gives to, especially Canadians. I know so many people who I went to high school with, shout out to Oakwood Collegiate, that were able to stay in this game longer because of the CEBL, right? Whether it is as a player or as a coach or as an executive. And that's definitely what we want to see. We had a chance to talk to him before the game, and very serious guy. Was very, he wants this win against 2 of his former players. You could tell that he wants this one.
Well, coming up at the half, a look at the top 10 plays from week 3 of CEBL action. D will interview Stingers head coach Jordan Baker, and we'll break down the stats from the first half and revisit Orin's players to watch. Well, this turned into a tight ball game, double-digit lead at one point for Brampton. Now 48 all with 48 seconds to go. Boy, that's got to be good luck, right?
Wow.
48 seconds.
I mean, we're in for a good one. We're in for a great second half here. These 2 teams are very evenly matched, and let's see who closes out the half better, because as we know, that's going to be crucial.
High-scoring affair. Bandomel drives. Couldn't hit it, trying to chase down. He's got another offensive rebound, and he's able to draw a foul.
Yeah,
boy, he has been everywhere.
You said it, though. Edmonton, I mentioned how good Brampton is, first in the league in rebounding, right? But Edmonton in the last few minutes have been able to get to some of these 50-50 balls, these offensive rebounds. And I don't think Alex Serta will be happy about that.
Stingers looking for their first lead. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Bandumel dishes down low. Nice passing, and Jack was two-handed from behind. So he's going to go to the stripe here. Foul coming against Brampton, and it is on Moncrief. That's his first personal. So Omajaffo will come in the game here, but not quite yet. Got to tuck in the jersey first, and he'll replace Hunter. Jack had a solid run against Calgary that last game. 15 minutes, 6 points, both season highs. And Isaiah Moore will come in the game here. Jack, first pro contract.
Yeah, he's a newbie. And as we talked a little bit about the Canadian player pool, Team Canada, they need 7-footers. They need guys like Jack to eventually play their way into the program. Big guys who can really man the paint like that. Canada has few and far between, so he's a name to watch out for going forward with the Canadian senior national team, especially in those winter windows.
So he's from the West Coast, beautiful British Columbia, Port Alberni. What about a 7-footer that can hit free throws?
You've been to Port Alberni?
I have not. No.
No, me either.
Okay,
Not exactly sure where it is.
Normally when you say that, I'm waiting for a suggestion about something to do there, but
it's beautiful. I'm sure.
There you go.
It all is over there.
That's your next book.
The history of Port Alberni, British Columbia.
Shot clock and game clock at par. Here's East, still on 15 points. Sean double team, got to get rid of it. Ambrose Hilton has it. Trying to beat the buzzer, down low, and Omajaffo just in the nick of time.
Great cut by Omajaffo there, and he gets rewarded from it. Brampton shared the ball really, really nice all game. They're up to 15 assists in the first half, so pretty good ball movement tonight.
Omajaffo, 6 points, 3 boards, and 2 assists in his first start of the season. Got a chance to get another here and gets the roll. Brampton back in front. Stingers have to go. 2 seconds. Davis Jr. good if it goes. Always fun to watch those off the glass. So the first half comes to a close, 51-50. Brampton on top of Edmonton, and boy, this is shaped up to be a darn good ball game.
Yeah, we're going to have a really great second half here. Both teams have gone on runs. It's been back and forth affair, and I thought both teams closed out the second quarter pretty well. So it's really anybody's ball game, and we'll see what kind of adjustments are made.
All right, we're going to toss it over to D in just a second, who's standing by with our player of the half, Matthew Moncrief.
Matthew, close to a double-double in that first half, 15 and 8. This has been a game of runs for both teams. What allowed you to stay in front of this game and keep things on the pedal?
Yeah, I think just our good start, honestly. I think we got off to a really good start. They killed us on the glass that half, but I just think we need to get back to rebounding, putting bodies on guys, boxing out, and just getting out in transitions.
What will be the difference between a win and a loss in the second half?
Just our energy, our ability to finish possessions with rebounds, and our ability to just finish possessions, honestly.
Best of luck in the second half, Matt. Back to you.
Good stuff. Thank you, D, and thank you, Matthew Moncrief. 8 points, 8 boards for Moncrief, and a 1-point lead for the Brampton Honey Badgers. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back breaking down the entire first half in just a moment. You're watching CEBL live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Half-court heave for Teddy. Quickly downhill, good spot, and Teddy Allen doing Teddy Allen things at the buzzer as he gives Winnipeg a 1-point lead. And that was just too easy with 2.4 on the clock.
Got to get pressure up, got to force him to catch it going away from the rim here.
Well,
what draw foul if he touches the ball.
Moncrief. Brampton, another chance here to try to seal it. Moncrief off the window for the ball game. The kids treated to a lesson in winning as the Honey Badgers remain perfect on the season.
Them off, and boy, the young guy shows himself. Impressive.
Matthew Moncrief
to the rebound, but stripped. Tim leaking down the floor, wants to hammer it down, but Teddy Allen says put that back in your tool belt. Right back down the lane, and Teddy doing it at both ends. That prompts a timeout called.
First bucket of the second half for Teddy Allen there. That's been the key for the Mamba. They've been able to keep him off the score sheet. That means they're running in transition.
No apologies for being 6'10 and long.
Here's Omachofo throwing it down. Oh, the Rim Reaper strikes. Omachofo tossing it down with authority. Back inside the CAA Center where the Brampton Honey Badgers have a 34-29 lead over the Winnipeg Sea. Inside 10 on the shot clock. East trying to slide, almost had it picked off, and it was Boucard in transition up to Freeman Liberty. He tosses it back, and Johnson throws it down. Welcome to the Circus Act, the Alliance on center stage.
You saw it on display right there. Great second effort from him to get a basket up and over Gabe Levin.
Good numbers off the bench for the Stingers. Good looking dunk there from Rugsy Miller-Moore.
How about a little two-hand back scratcher right now? Edmonton trying to set up defense. Rugsy says, I'll set it up for you. 2 on the run.
Got to get back and take care of things at the other end.
Now to Carey. Kyle will come set the screen. Samuel now switches on to Carey. To the corner, Kennedy, quick attack, and throws it down! Keontae Kennedy with the hammer!
Good 3 right there, and again, if you're that Calgary Surge defense, got to get back and get those hands up. Start to contest a little bit.
Look out, Gilliard putting it up, and Rugsy Miller-Moore putting it down with a little flair.
No look from EG into the hands of yet again Rugsy Miller-Moore going baseline, reverse, 2 hands for him this time.
Bunchu out of Tennessee Tech recently went back to Tennessee to pick up his degree. Surge can't pick up a score there. Back the other way. That's a neat pass behind the back and put away by Mohammed to cap off a nice transition move.
How about the soft digits from Trey King there on the move, a little behind the back. Now you see it, now you don't. Good looking transition play from the Stingers right there.
Got 3. They can pick up the win. Here's the shot, and they'll steal the victory. What a finish. Miles Powell, it's never over till it's over. And Miles Powell with the exclamation. It's a 4-0 start to the season for the Shooting Stars. And Calgary, through 4 games, still in search of that first victory. Target score time showing the extremes in emotion.
Hey, that Calgary Surge defense is
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
CA.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Back inside the CAA Center, the Brampton Honey Badgers with a 1-point lead over the Edmonton Stingers at the halfway mark. I'm Matt Bedomi, joined by Oren Weisfeld and Dee Balser. And Oren, let's take a look at some highlights from the first half of action here. First, the visiting Stingers, 50 points, but the bench being a very big pivot piece for Jordan Baker.
Yeah, I think Jordan Baker did a very smart thing, playing all his guys and working through it to find the guys that he's going to be able to really lean on in the second half, and you saw it. He ended up leaning a lot on Stanley Davis Jr., Scotty Lindsay, Isaac Jack, and Tay Donald, all of them playing really, really well off the bench.
And Isaiah Moore held to just 3 points in that first half, so he'll be a player that we will keep our eye on for the second half. He averaged double-digit points in his last 2 seasons with Ottawa, and of course had 10 points in the opener the other night. That was his season debut against Calgary. All right, let's flip over to the home side where it's been Sean East. 15 points against his former team. He has, I think as a lot of people call it, snapped in the first half, and we look forward to a lot of that in the second half as well.
As the kids say, yeah. I mean, Sean East has looked completely comfortable all night. And I think I talked a little bit about, is he going to see more aggressive coverages tonight than he did in the last game? And we haven't really seen that. Beside from a little bit of, full court pickups and denial, we have not seen them throw 2 at the ball at all. And that's because he's a good passer, don't get me wrong. I mean, he deserves that kind of treatment. But Sean East, to me, he's looked a little too comfortable going into this second half. If you're Jordan Baker, you want to cut the water off somehow, because if this game gets into target time, and it's Sean East against whoever Edmonton's best guard is, you really like Sean East's chance.
And a couple of other notable performances so far for Brampton. Cam Tyson, 4 of 8 from deep, 12 points. And Matthew Moncrief has dumped in 8 points and 8 rebounds as well. Matthew Moncrief is such an important piece here. We talked about he struggled a little bit on the offensive side last game, but he was able to board the basketball with 12 rebounds. And tonight, he's done a little bit of both, points and boards.
Yeah, you mentioned last game how it was a bit of a struggle for him, and that's exactly what you want to see. He came out tonight and he was really aggressive, driving his closeouts, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line, though he hasn't shot it so well. It's exactly what you want to see with a young player like that. Not let last game get to their head at all and come out really aggressive, which he's done tonight.
All right, let's take a look at the halftime stats for the ball game, where the Brampton Honey Badgers are shooting pretty darn good to start. From the field, 58%. And that is not a typo. That is 5-8.
Again, one of Brampton's best halves on the offensive end, putting up 51 points. I guess it doesn't jump out, but that's on just 5 made threes, right? So they've hit most of their stuff inside the arc. They're 13 for 16 from 2-point land in this game. if those threes start to fall, they're really going to be cooking with juice.
51-50, Brampton on top of Edmonton. It's an east and west clash here in the Flower City. Can the Honey Badgers pull out their 6th win of the season, or will the Stingers come on the road and steal a W? You'll find out in the second half after this break. Stick around. You're watching CEBL live on CBC Gem YouTube and CEBL Plus.
All right, sticks in the middle.
Can I join you guys? All right, let's go.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
Most of our clients who come through our door and who are suffering from mental illness, they're feeling a sense of despair and a longing for help. Often, insurance companies are denying disability claims on the basis that there's insufficient medical evidence. We've represented hundreds of clients who suffer from anxiety or depression. We fight for our clients' right to receive the compensation they deserve. If you've been denied long-term disability, don't give up. We can help.
Your long-term disability firm, Contact Law.
CA.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime.
Oh, and it goes. Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian boost.
Two hands. Me. Oh, what a block from behind.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Third quarter action just minutes away here in the CAA Center. Mapanomi, Oren Weisfeld, and D. Balsera. D is standing by with Stingers head coach Jordan Baker.
Coach, despite Brampton's hot start, you got 27 bench points from your team. What do you want to carry over, and what adjustments do you want to make offensively in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think we want to try to keep attacking the rim offensively. Defensively, we got lots of adjustments we want to try to make. Can't let Tyson get free for three the first couple minutes of the third quarter here. That'd be a nice change. But they're aggressive on the glass. They play at a high tempo. We got to be ready to engage to go from offense to defense.
And your start of struggles in the first half. How do you get them going here?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to try to get a couple stops and get some easy ones in transition, get our legs under us. We count on our starting group to put us up on the right foot in the second half here.
Best of luck in the second half, Coach. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Dee, and thank you, head coach Jordan Baker. All right, Oren, let's revisit your players to watch. You had Stanley Davis Jr. and Sean East tabbed as the two guys to take a look at in this contest. Let's take a look at how they did in the first half of action.
Yeah, I think East, did exactly what you expect him to do, right around his game average with 15 on 55% shooting, 4 assists. He's played really well. Coach Jordan Baker just mentioned that they have a lot of defensive changes they want to make, and I wonder if some of those changes will be how to stop Sean East. On the other hand, Stanley Davis Jr., look, you wonder, this guy only scored 4 points. He was ice cold from the floor, 2 of 8 shooting. So you wonder, why does Jordan Baker play him for 12 minutes in the first half? That's a lot of time for a guard, one of the most in this game. And I think it's just because when he's on the floor, offense eases up for the Edmonton Stingers. He's able to get guys in good positions. He's able to break down his defender. And so even though he hasn't shot it well, I think that him being on the floor, it just creates better offense for this team.
One of the things that you and I looked at in the first half as well was the rebounding. Edmonton Stingers out-rebounding themselves on offense as opposed to defense. They have dominated the boards.
Yeah, 11 offensive rebounds for the Stingers in the first half. I think especially at the end of the half, you really saw them get to a couple 50-50 balls, which I think Brampton has to just come up with a little bit more urgency. It's something we've seen from this team in this season. They are defensively rugged. They are a team that will jump on the floor to grab those boards. But I think Edmonton, they wanted it more, to keep it simple, in the end of that half, and they got those loose balls, and they led to those open threes off those offensive rebounds. So definitely the rebounding battle is going to be a key one to watch for the second half.
For the Honey Badgers to start the second half, it'll be Tyson, Moncrief, Ambrose Hilton, Omajafo, and East. So the starters back out.
Moncrief mentioned it too with D at the halftime interview. He said we have to do a better job controlling the boards. And him and Ambrose Hilton, the starting front court, I mean, they're giving up a few inches, right? It's a lot of size to deal with Isaiah Moore and whatnot. And I'll be curious to see how they do on that end to start off.
Edmonton rolling out their starters as well. King, Moore, Nuga, Teal, and Bandumel. If you're keeping an eye on the rest of the Canadian Elite Basketball League tonight, a score update from Niagara. The River Lions up 4 points over the Calgary Surge with about 2 and change to go until target score time there at the Meridian Center. Here's Tyson trying to open the third quarter on a bang, and Cam does.
Nice shot from Tyson, but I think Jordan Baker and Edmonton will be okay with that kind of contested mid-range look.
Here's Teal. 3-ball is good, and we're tied up at 53.
And that's too easy. He comes off the screen, and he has a wide-open 3. I'm not sure if the bigs are planning to drop that far back, but that was a lot of space.
Third time we've been tied tonight. Omajafo. East. Takes a screen from Ambrose Hilton. Good defense there by Moore. Clogging up the key. Tyson finally misses from deep. Stingers in transition into the corner. Nuga, 3. And he smoked it off the side rim. Tyson looking up the floor. Here's East. Kicks it into a higher gear. Thought he was fouled. Didn't get the whistle. And again, Stingers pushing. Teal pulling up. And that's going the other way. A foul underneath the bucket. And that's on 0-0, Isaiah Moore. So you may be watching at home thinking, well, are there 2 zeros playing? Well, Trey King wears 0, and Isaiah Moore wears 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0 is allowed now.
The only other guy I could think of is Sean Miller-Moore, Rugsy out in Calgary, who wears 0-0. It's a Brampton guy. Here's Tyson. 3-ball no good.
Jordan Baker mentioned maybe we want less open Tyson threes. He got another one right there, even though it didn't go down.
Edmonton gets lucky. Teal using the screen. Bandumel, 3, catches all air and goes out of bounds.
He can't believe that. Air ball on another really good look. So far in the second half, we've seen both teams get really good looks on offense.
The shots are there. The makes are not. East again. Inside to Ambrose Hilton. Big guy wants to go to work. And he can't hit. Ambrose Hilton, 2 of 4 from the field, just 5 points tonight. And that one turned over. Trey King lost control, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, King's been really quiet tonight. He's only played 5 minutes, 0.0 rebounds. This is a guy that really can fill up the stat sheet, really can score inside and rebound, and he just has not gotten it going, hasn't been comfortable tonight.
Had a great chase down block against Vancouver the other day, and East connects with a familiar face. Ambrose Hilton lays it in. So Keon up to 7 points now. Top side triple by King, no good. Brampton gets the defensive stop. Omajafo had his pocket picked and chasing him down there. That was Nuga.
Yeah, that's not really King's shot. You know, he can shoot the three, but he's more of an inside player. And when you're cold like this, you kind of want to get yourself going in an easier way.
Here's Omajafo. Moncrief wide open, doesn't shoot the three ball often. Ambrose Hilton tied up down low, and a foul is called as King hits the floor. And this one will be on Ambrose Hilton. That's his third personal foul.
Yep, Moncrief just had that wide open three, and before that, Keon Ambrose Hilton got a roll to the rim. I think what we're seeing a little bit here is they're going to let some of Brampton's kind of role players, some of their less offensively inclined players, get some looks as long as Sean East and Tyson and these guys don't. That's kind of the adjustment that's been made. Just way more attention, way more bodies are being shaded towards these kind of star guards.
East guarding up Teal. King blows by Moncrief, couldn't hit the shot, and Tyson, positioned in the middle of the key, now going to create some space for himself. Moncrief inside, might have been a hold there. Instead, Moncrief hits the floor, grabbing his face. Slow to get up, 10 on the shot clock. Here's East. 5 on the shot clock now. Sean, baseline. Omajafo to beat the buzzer. And he just hit rim.
You saw right there, Isaiah Moore is basically hedging and recovering. So they're showing 2 on the ball for Sean East every time he has a screen. And as a result, what's happening is, you know, Brampton's getting a very contested jump shot from Omajafo. So the defensive adjustments here in the second half have been pretty big. Sean East is not getting any more looks that we saw him get in the first half.
Edmonton, your summer plans just got serious. Join us for multiple special edition theme nights throughout the season. Purchase today at thestingers.ca/tickets.
This is the chess game that I was really excited to see tonight, right? It's his former coach, Jordan Baker, against Sean East. And I thought, again, in the first half, he looked pretty comfortable. He was getting a lot of pretty good looks. In the second half, I haven't seen Sean East get a single jump shot that looked, you know, at all open.
Still trying to get comfortable here in the third quarter. Odro back in the game, dishing it off to Tyson. This one's inside the three-point line, and it's no problem.
Yeah, Cam Tyson's going to have a big second half. He's going to have to for Brampton because they're going to make the other guys beat them. It's not going to be Sean East.
Team high 16 points. Pass is fired on the baseline. Bandumel trying to go to work on the smaller Tyson. Three ball no good by King. Stingers dishing it around here. Tyson and Moncrief coming together, and Moncrief's got his 10th board. So he's 2 points away from a double-double. Here is Moncrief. Oh, trying to push inside. East trying to create some space. Sean East brings it low, pulls it back up, and says, hey, remember me?
That's a very tough shot. He's working hard for them now.
Sean East coming to life, so creative down low, and an easy bucket back the other way from Michael Nuga.
But, you know, Brampton starters haven't been the problem. They've been great tonight. And I think when the benches come in towards the end of this quarter, that's when things are really going to get interesting because Edmonton's bench has been really good tonight.
Mm-hmm. Here's Hunter. Trying to lose Nuga. Tyson fires the sharpshooter, another.
And that's a really hard shot. He is moving right, and he is moving quickly.
Bandumel, and he rains on the parade here. Quick three response.
This is just some good old basketball right here. Both teams are shooting the ball well. Both teams are moving it well.
Here's East. Had Prince inside instead. Edmonton's defense bails. Prince has the offensive board. Swings it. Hunter, three. No good. Odro down low, bumping bodies, and King's able to secure. And what do we have? A foul off the ball. Looks like it's going to be on Tyrese Hunter. It's his first personal foul. until a foul on the floor.
Yeah, Coach Serta not happy with that foul. But, yep, we're going to go to break.
You got it, Oren. You're used to it already, my friend. We're going to take a timeout on the floor, and we're going to take a timeout at the table. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching CEBL live on CBC Gem YouTube and CEBL Plus.
You know that trip I kept thinking about? I finally took it. It turned into open highways, lakeside stops, sunsets that seemed to last a little longer, less scrolling, more seeing. And at the end of each day, Sandman made it simple. Comfortable stays in the right places, so I could do more. Booking that stay? Best decision I made. Your summer, made in Canada. Book direct for the best rates.
All right, sticks in the middle.
Can I join you guys? All right, let's go.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
Back inside the CAA Center, 62-59. Brampton on top of Edmonton. Mapanomi alongside Oren Weisfeld and D. Balsera. And we said that Keon Ambrose Hilton and Sean East have a special kind of feeling with this ball game, maybe inside, deep down inside, as much as head coach Alex Serta told them it's just a business game. But what about head coach Jordan Baker's side? Well, we talked to him before the game, Oren, and he said, like we said earlier, advanced scouting, but it's kind of just another ball game. He actually said to us, I was upset about giving up 90-plus points to a team that didn't win a game in Calgary the other night.
Yeah, and they're both having really good games. Sean East, obviously, with 17 points, and then Ambrose Hilton, he's a plus 20. So maybe he hasn't filled up the stat sheet, but clearly he's been a part of the starting lineup, and the starters have really outplayed Edmonton's starters. So both of those guys in their homecoming games against Edmonton have done well.
So Cam Tyson picks up a personal foul. We're going to check in with D, who has more on the Jordan Baker quote-unquote revenge game, D?
Yeah, I mean, it really shouldn't come to surprise. You know, anyone that knows Coach Baker, he was all business as per usual. When I asked him if there was any trash talk or jabs thrown before the game, you know, to get inside Sean or Keon's head, and he just shrugged his shoulder and straight face said to me, he's like, that's not my style. And don't quote me on this, but I didn't see a whole lot of exchanges between them during, like, pregame, before the game started. So, fellas, I think he's really here to make an impression and make a point to his former players here tonight. Back to you.
Yeah, he is a competitor. He always wears a suit too. He's one of the only coaches left in the CEBL that everybody always makes a point of saying. He always wears a suit. He's a business guy.
In North America, one of the only coaches in North America still doing it. You have to respect it. I think he looks great tonight.
East spinning, had his pass deflected, able to regain the ball. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and East has that three ball go off the back rim out of bounds. So the Stingers with a substitution, Scotty Lindsay back in as Trey King heads to the bench, and a chance to take the lead here for Edmonton.
But you can feel it, I think. The competitive factor tonight between these two teams, these two coaching staffs, you can feel it that, yeah, this is a pretty early regular season game, but at the same time, these teams both really want this win.
They absolutely do. Here's Davis Jr., and a travel's called. Oh, you mentioned wanting this win. Well, that's one of the things that this Brampton team kind of has on their back now, a target, right? Whether they'll admit it or not, they're the top team in the East and one of the top teams in the league with a 5-1 record. It seems like every time they play a team, they get their opponent's best effort.
Yep. They're not used to that either, are they?
No.
The Brampton Honey Badgers. I mean, the last two seasons have been pretty rough for them, so it's, I'm sure, a welcome feeling.
What an excellent job they've done in the offseason and now into the season of building a winning team. Here's Tyson inside the three-point line again. This one was short. And Tyson chasing the ball. If he picks up that personal, no, it's not on him. It's on Omajafo. So Tyson was staring at a third personal foul. Instead, it'll be the second foul on Josh Omajafo as Matthew Moncrief comes in. Cam Tyson to the bench. Just inside 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 1 point lead for Brampton as Stanley Davis Jr. heads to the line.
And Edmonton is going to be in the bonus for the last 3 minutes of this quarter already with Davis shooting free throws.
Honey Badgers fans, Canada's Pro Basketball League is back, and you can experience it live from the CAA Center here in B-Town. Scan the QR code or visit honeybadgers.ca/tickets today. In and out. Moncrief with the rebound.
The crowd did their best there.
Yeah. So the lead is held, and an offensive foul called on Sean East. He's got 3 fouls now.
I think Sean East has a totally fair gripe to be upset with that one. I think he sold the call a little bit on that. I mean, yes, he did drive into him, but I'm not sure the defender was completely set there, and he definitely sold it.
Agreed. Whatever it takes, though, to get Sean East on thin ice. Davis Jr. pushing inside again, pushing off and collecting 2 with a little bit of flex after.
Yeah, he's starting to get himself going. I mentioned earlier he was cold, he was pushing it, he was forcing it a little bit.
Hunter contact, and there's the whistle.
And there he picks up the foul. So that aggression, obviously, it goes both ways, right? On the offensive end, Davis is getting to the rack almost every time, but defensively, Coach Baker's talking to him now. He needs to make sure that not get them to the line too easily.
77% from the line is Hunter on the season. Knocks down the first. Hunter now at 3 points. Knocks down the second. 4 points and 4 assists in just over 13 minutes of play off the bench tonight. Here's Donald. Almost lost control. Boursier diving to set a screen. Donald says, I'll take it from here. Couldn't hit the 3, right inside, and collecting 2 is Davis Jr. again.
Yeah, he's all over this game for good and bad. I mean, he's on every possession. You feel his impact. And there, I mean, he's a pretty small guard, but he's right in the thick of the paint getting that rebound.
East 3 ball for the lead, no good. Jack has it. Donald. Davis Jr. stepping back. That would have been the heat check, and it's tipped up and down, and Hunter has it. Brampton with numbers if they go, and Boursier steps in the way, takes the blocking foul to kill any momentum there.
Sean East with 2 points in this third quarter. So he's coming off the floor now, but obviously Edmonton has done something different to slow him down, and when he comes back in probably at the start of the fourth quarter, they're changing up the defensive coverages and they're making it harder, but they're going to have to get him going in some way.
Here's Hunter. We're going to need to get him going here too. Almost traveled. Here's Tyson now. Good defense by Davis Jr. Tyson. And Jack has the rebound. That's his 6th board along with 8 points. Drop back. Lindsay transition. Over top of the backboard and kept in bounds. Moncrief grabbed it. Don't see that often. Moncrief. Screen there from Tyson. Moncrief trying to work his way down low. Picks up his dribble and now he's stuck. Tyson hitting the head. Ball was tipped, so he was able to take another dribble. Hunter down the middle of the lane, drops it in. Oh, strong take, soft finish.
Yeah, Brampton did a good job not settling. They kept going. They used the whole shot clock and got a good cut for the score at the end there.
Honey Badgers back in front. Jack down low. Brampton defense converges. Boursier steps inside, 15-footer, no good. Jack able to pick up the rebound. 14-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Donald has Jack inside. Donald, baseline jumper, no good. Hunter has it now, and he almost turned it over, but he gets bailed out by the whistle. So that one on Donald, the personal foul, as head coach Serta will bring Sean East back into the game here with 15.4. I have a feeling they might go to him here. King also re-entering the game for Edmonton.
They went with the 3-guard look when Sean was on the bench for a minute there, but they are really struggling offensively with Sean not producing as much in the second half. It's really been harder for Brampton to score.
East, 5 seconds. East trying to create space. East has got to go. Someone's got to shoot it. Tyson can't get the shot off in time. So a tough way for that quarter to come to an end.
Yeah, Edmonton did a really good job on the defensive end, especially when it came to guarding Sean East. They switched up the coverages. There you saw a switch before. It was a hedge and recover from the bigs. So they're switching it up, and Sean East just doesn't look nearly as comfortable as he did.
Brampton still clinging to a 1-point lead at the end of the third quarter. We're going to be back with fourth quarter action and target score time here in the CAA Center. It's the most exciting part of the game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching CEBL live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. So are we good, guys? What's going on?
Like updated fouls per quarter.
Oh, per quarter?
Yeah, because I said they were in the bonus. Were they not? He went to the free throw line.
King, yeah.
Was it?
They were in the bonus, yeah.
They were.
Because he got fouled away from the...
Yeah.
I'm just going to mute these for a sec. Or actually, we just won't talk for a sec. Fourth quarter underway here at the CAA Center in Brampton. Mapinomi, Oren Weisfeld, and D. Balsera. 66-65. Honey Badgers on top of the Stingers. Cam Tyson almost picked that pass off, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I think Isaiah Moore has been a little loose with the basketball tonight. He has one. He only has one made basket, and that was on a three. Jack has given them really good minutes at the center spot, so I'm curious to see if Jordan Baker goes back to the Canadian big man to close out this game.
Pass down low, 3-ball in the corner, no good. Moncrief got it. Into the corner, Tyson, and he was fouled on a 3-point attempt.
Cam Tyson's been really big for them in this one, you know. He is up to 19 points. He's the leading scorer for Brampton. And in a game when not many other people have it going, you know, Sean East and Cam Tyson are the only ones really providing consistent offense. They've needed every single point that Tyson's been able to give them tonight. And he's been, you know, credit to him, he's been aggressive throughout the game. He is shooting every time he gets any air. And he knows it. He knows that they're being really aggressive with Sean East tonight, and that they need some extra juice, and he's giving it to them right now.
Tyson knocks down all three. Dee and I talked to him the other day, and we read that his regime was 400 to 500 shots in practice, and then I think it was something like 1,000 shots a day that his dad would make him take. Free throws probably included in that. Here's Donald, 3-ball. Ooh. And Tyson now hit with the personal, the official telling him he hit Donald on the arm. So Cam gets 3 shots, drawing the foul at the other end, and this end gets called for the foul, which will lead to 3 shots for Donald.
Edmonton head coach Jordan Baker, a lot shorter with his bench in the second half. We have not seen guys like Aaron Rooms play at all in the second half. Abdul Mohammed, much less game time. So he's shortened the bench, and he's done a nice job, finding the guys who are hot tonight, finding the guys who have it, and obviously just leading a lot heavier minutes on his kind of top 7 now in the second half.
And Donald, much to the crowd's delight, missing. East. And he's able to draw a foul. Boursier.
Yeah, Boursier, I think, played about 2 minutes in the first half, but I think he's going to him right now for the defense, for his ability to guard East and Tyson and switch. Obviously got called for the foul there, but Boursier is getting a lot more play in this half.
And driving inside there, Omajafo drawing the foul. That foul on Scotty Lindsay. So Omajafo to the free throw line, 7 points, 4 boards, 2 assists in 22 minutes of action.
Brampton's been very impressive all season, especially their starters. But if you look at it, they've played 7 guys tonight. I know a couple others have played about 3-4 minutes with Danilo Juricic and Judson Martindale, but it's really a 7-man rotation. And I know they're getting Jameer Nelson eventually at some point this season, but 7 guys throughout a whole season, you're going to have to find a couple more off the bench to really have a team that can compete for a championship. But in this game, it's working.
Free throws also working for Brampton, 17 of 21. Moncrief, another rebound. He's up to 14 now. The Brampton Honey Badgers single game record is 17, held by Zane Waterman. Moncrief trying to jam the reverse in, and a foul is called going back the other way. We'll see if this is on Ambrose Hilton or Moncrief, and it looks like it's on Ambrose Hilton, and that'll be his 4th personal foul.
Even though Moncrief missed the reverse layup there, I think that just shows a little bit of what makes him special. The Euro step, the athleticism between a couple bodies, the ability to get to the other side of the rim and almost spin it off the glass. There's not a lot of big men who can do that, even though, again, it didn't end up falling.
Moncrief, a product of Orangeville Prep, played for U19 World Cup team representing Canada and U17 World Championships as well. He's got a lot of experience. Also a Brampton guy. Happy to be home. Here's Teal driving inside, off the body of Prince, and off the glass.
Again, I think Edmonton just needs to keep it close, and they'll be pretty comfortable with this because their bodies should have a lot more legs for the end of the game. They've played a lot fewer minutes than Brampton's main guys have.
Here's East, elbow Jimmy. Short, Prince fighting for it. King hits the floor. Van Dumel wants to push. Kicked into the corner. Teal, 3-ball. And another board. Foul called.
And at the same time, Jordan Baker, I think he's just waiting to put guys like Jack and Stanley Davis back in the game. And I think he'll be okay with where they're at right now because playing such a deep bench has really enabled them to almost be in a pretty good spot towards the end of this game, whereas Brampton's guys, they've played almost the whole game.
Quick inbound. The intention was to find more for the slam, and instead, Brampton's got the ball. Moncrief down the middle of the lane and count the bucket. Oh, magnificent Matthew back at it.
He's been aggressive all night. He's not settling for that jump shot. We saw him take one earlier, but for the most part, he's just attacking closeouts and getting all the way to the cup.
I could watch this guy all night.
No, you're right. He should definitely become a fan favorite. I could just see that. Like, he has all of the things that you want from a homegrown player, especially.
Moncrief misses the free throw. The Edmonton Stingers continue on their road trip when they head to Montreal to take on Javon Freeman Liberty and the Montreal Alliance. Tip-off from the Verdun Auditorium, Sunday, June 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Mountain. And the Brampton Honey Badgers travel to the Meridian Center for the first matchup with Nathan Cayo and the Niagara River Lions. Tip-off at 7 p.m. Eastern this Friday. So the Honey Badgers get a taste of the back-to-back defending champs. That'll be a great outing there. Nice ring night the other night for Victor Razzo and new head coach Kimball McKenzie. 5-point lead for Brampton. Here's Tyson. Good defense there by King. Tyson had to pass it, and it goes between the legs of Moncrief and out of bounds.
So I mentioned how they're changing up the coverages. There, they switched Jack, the 7-footer, onto Sean East, and instead of swinging the ball back to him to take on an obvious mismatch, you know, they have a turnover there. And I think Brampton wants to execute better the next time that happens.
Just inside 3 minutes away from target score time, where anything can happen. Here's Jack. Nuga. Jack chooses to work his way inside here, up with the left. Prince got decked, no call. Jack hits the floor. The big fella's going at it in the backcourt. Meanwhile, Hunter will slow things down. East comes to set the screen. Hunter, a couple of hard crossovers. Prince, the 5-foot floater is good.
They needed that from Prince. He hasn't really been able to get on the box score too much tonight. But, you know, when it counts, he's there.
Moncrief chasing the ball to the perimeter. 3-ball, no good. And King hacking at Hunter. Tyson wide open in the corner. Hunter drives, kicks to him. Tyson, pocket three. A cash deposit for Cam. And a timeout on the floor.
That run right there was really what Brampton basketball, and that's them at their best. Tyson had a layup. It would have been contested. Instead, he gives it to the corner to Cam, and Cam knocks down the open three. So that's just perfect execution on offense and a really good way to take this 10-point lead.
Cam Tyson with a big 3-ball in the corner, 78-68. As we will stay here with a timeout on the floor. And a player like Cam Tyson, you legitimately cannot give any space to him behind the 3-point line. We talked again, like I said, he and I talked to him earlier in the week, and he grew up in Washington State, was neighbors with Zach LaVine, learned a lot from his brother as a basketball player, and he's got a crazy career. When he was actually scouted to come play for Brampton, Assistant General Manager John Ross and General Manager Jermaine Anderson went to the G League Showcase in Orlando, and they were told about other players, but then they kept saying, well, watch this guy, watch Cam Tyson, watch Cam. And he was coming off I believe it was a shoulder injury, shoulder surgery. He missed about 5 months. And then all of a sudden now, he gets called to play for the Brampton Honey Badgers, and he's certainly filled that role nicely.
He reminds me of Cassius Robertson. That's the name that's coming to mind. I don't know how well people know him, but a Team Canada vet. He's a CEBL vet and you know, one of the best shooters Canada's ever produced. Yeah, he has a lot of qualities that I see with Cassius Robertson, another movement shooter who played in the CEBL, and that's what I've been thinking watching him is every team needs that kind of guy, right? A movement shooter who's not afraid to let it fly. And especially in games like this when the offense has kind of dried up.
You get the mop out on the floor, gives us a chance to check in with D.
Yeah, Matt, you know, in 6 games, Brampton's kind of been the cream of the crop when it comes to rebounding basketball. #1 in the league offensive rebounds and 3rd overall in rebounds per game. But tonight it's been Edmonton that's been dominant with 14 offensive rebounds and out-rebounding Brampton overall 35-26. Now, after every timeout break, there's been a point of emphasis from Coach Serta Coach telling his guys that it's been a priority and everyone needs to hit the glass, that he's not worried about the offense because those opportunities off the glass have been the catalyst for their offense, and we're starting to see that here now. Back to you, Matt.
Trying to kickstart things on offense is Stanley Davis Jr. That pass tipped into the bench by Hunter. Good defense there from 0 in yellow, as Ambrose Hilton will check back into the game here.
Yeah, and I think this is their best lineup, the Stingers. They've kind of waited. They've kind of been teasing it all night, but now with 5 minutes left in the game, they have Stanley Davis, they have Jack at center, and I think this is probably their best chance here.
3 ball. No good, and Moncrief has another rebound. That's 15 now.
Wow.
10 points, 15 rebounds. Here's Hunter. Donald's got it underneath the rim. Looking to push. Donald running downhill. Oh, nice move through the middle of the key. And drops in the layup. A timeout on the floor. Tate Donald going full speed end-to-end for 2 more.
Brampton almost had it, right? They had a 10-point lead. They forced a timeout. It looked like the game might have gotten out of control for the Edmonton Stingers, but again, they found their kind of 5 guys that they want to close out this game with, and they got a stop. They got a bucket in transition, and again, it's right back to a 5-point lead.
This is the kind of game that I think we both expected. Last season, of course, 2 different teams, but the stats may live up to the expectations. They split the 2-game series last year. Sean East had 27 points in Edmonton's win at home against Brampton. And then Brampton was able to defend the Den here with a win of their own. Edmonton leads the all-time series 9-4 through 13 meetings. So Sean East on the other side of it this year, and he's got 17 points to show for it. And time now for the cruise of the game presented by Cal Tire. So 78-73.
Shawnee's still with 2 points in this half. I mean, I don't know if it's happened all season that he's been held in check to this degree. And we mentioned how it might happen against his former team. But he has 5 minutes to find a way to get a little bit of scoring, because otherwise it's just Tyson right now.
When you see buckets like you just saw a second ago on that replay, he's certainly capable of popping off whenever he wants. A tough make on that layup in the cruise of the game. Here's Donald, had a tough make a moment ago. This time dishes, quick stuff down low. Lindsay able to punch it through.
Here come the Stingers. I mean, Brampton just has no offense right now outside of Cam Tyson.
Hunter into the corner. Omajafo quick fire. Who wants it? Jack has it. Next whistle will take us to target score time. Lindsay driving, was stripped, able to recollect. Oh, and they're calling a travel.
Wow.
The Stingers saying that it was tipped. Lindsay almost certain it was tipped, but the official not buying it. So 78-75 as we're going to take a quick break. First to 87 takes the win in target score time. Stick around. You're watching CEBL live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Oh, and it's your host, Nick Hornsby. Here's Copeland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian boost. Two hands, me. Oh, what a block from behind.
Next bucket wins. Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama.
And anything can happen. Oh my goodness! Can you believe this guy?
Big players step up in big time.
He is cooking.
It's target score time in the CAA Center. 78-75. Brampton on top of Edmonton. First to 87. Takes all the marbles. Mapanomi, Oren Weisfeld, and Dee Balsera. Thanks for joining us in CEBL action on this fine Wednesday night. Brampton Honey Badgers trying to cling on to this lead. The Edmonton Stingers trying to punch back and overtake this Brampton team who has held on to the lead for a majority of the game. Here's Sean East, 17 points, into the hands of Tyson. He's got 25, Tyson looking for 26 and 27, and instead, a jump ball is called. Jordan Baker wanted a foul called. Instead, the official indicates that it is in fact a jump ball. Jordan Baker's almost on the floor on the baseline.
And it's Honey Badgers ball, so that's a huge call from the refs. Edmonton kind of got screwed on 2 calls in a row there. The last one, they insisted that it was a tip, and they got called for the travel, and then, you know, it looked like a foul on Jack, and instead we have Brampton going to the line right now for 2 free throws.
More importantly, that is Scotty Lindsay's 5th and disqualifying foul. Little bit of a funny moment there. Lindsay was pushed by East, and then Lindsay pushed back, and Jordan Baker ran in saying that should be a jump ball. Sarcastically, of course. So Lindsay out of the game with 5 fouls. East at the free throw line.
But they're bringing in a really good player in Bandamel, right, off the bench. So again, Edmonton's a deep team. We've seen it all night. I think they've been able to stay in this game with their depth. And one thing I want to just note is the center matchup right now, right? It's Keon Ambrose Hilton against Jack, and Jack has a good amount of weight on him, right? He has some size, and they might be able to exploit that in the post if Edmonton wants to go to that. If he can get a deep seal, if he can get some rebounds, we'll see.
East 6 for 6 from the line. Here is Jack. Davis Jr. chooses to kick it. Into the corner, Bandamel off the bench and right into the hands of East. He's got his 2nd rebound alongside 19 points and 7 assists. Sean going to work. Had to kick back out. Ambrose Hilton goes behind the back. Nice feed to Ambrose Hilton down low. And he got tied up. So it's his turn at a pair of free throws.
There's been a few moments in the game where it looks like Brampton's offense is completely stalled out. But they just continue moving. They move with the ball. They move off the ball. There, Ambrose Hilton with a beautiful behind-the-back pass, setting a screen, and then, you know, it leads to these free throws. But, yeah, this team, I'm really impressed with the offensive execution. They just never stop. They don't settle for bad, contested, mid-range jump shots late in the clock. They continue running. They continue cutting, and it leads to these kind of looks.
Ambrose Hilton, 7 points, now up to 8. Just an all-around player. 8 points, 2 boards, 4 assists in just under 20 minutes. Second free throw, no good. Moncrief with his 16th rebound, and Tyson off the backboard. Omajafo's got it.
Moncrief's limping, though.
East driving inside, a lot of contact. Sean gets the roll.
I mean, if you're Edmonton, that can't happen. You can't let the offensive team get a rebound off a free throw at this point in the game, and then for Sean East to get such an easy look off it.
Inside, nice fake there by Davis Jr. for 2. Almost turned over, and it is, and East had to foul Donald.
And I think that's going to be a clear path foul, too. Away. I think that's going to be shots in the ball. Yep, it is.
Yeah, so going to give him a sportsman-like foul. Sean East's 4th personal foul. So Brampton just 4 points away from sealing this.
Yeah, that's a huge play because 2 free throws on the ball, right? That can be a 5-point swing just on one turnover and one, silly foul, to be honest. If you're Sean East, he's clearly ahead of him.
Second free throw, no good. Although Stanley Davis Jr. has also turned in a solid outing so far. He's got 10 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Here's Donald throwing it up, and Moncrief intercepts.
Yeah, I don't think that pass was ever there. But both of these teams are struggling a bit to execute down the stretch here.
So Moncrief now picks up his 4th personal foul, offensive foul on that screen. And a timeout called on the floor by Edmonton. That'll give us a chance to update you on all of the fouls in this game. Well, right now for the Honey Badgers, Sean East, Keon Ambrose Hilton, and Matthew Moncrief playing with 4 fouls. Cam Tyson has 3. And for the Stingers, 4 fouls for Trey King, 3 for Mason Borsier, and 5 for Scotty Lindsay, who took a seat moments ago. So the fouls are piling up here late. Those are 3 Honey Badger players that are a single foul away from taking an early seat here tonight that could be capable of ending this game.
Yeah, it's good there's no overtime for Brampton because, like you said, they're all right there. And that's what happens when you play a shorter bench too, right? Your guys are going to get in foul trouble. But I'm just so impressed with Brampton. Look, Sean East has 2 points in the second half. He's coming off a 35-point performance. He averages almost 30 points in a game. 2 points in the second half, but yet they've been able to somehow keep the scoreboard rolling. Obviously, Cameron Tyson has been great with 25 points, Moncrief with 10, Omojafo with 9, Keon Ambrose with 8, and everyone's been chipping in. You saw Prince Duro hit a 2-pointer in the 4th quarter there. Like, everyone on Brampton has kind of been making up for the fact that Sean East has really been held in check in the second half.
All right, going to throw it to D, who was hanging around the Brampton huddle during that timeout.
Yeah, Coach Serta kept it simple. He said, bring the pain, and he said, we need to get every rebound from here on out if we want to win this basketball game, so look for these guys to be aggressive on the glass. Back to you, Matt.
Aggressive from 3 there was Trey King. Just like that, 2-point ball game. Here's East. Moncrief. Omojafo, elbow jumper. Oh, that's well short, and that's out of bounds. So Edmonton, once again, with a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession.
Yeah, King, that's his second 3 of the game for King, and he's only made 3s today. So
here's Moore driving inside, a lot of contact, and he makes it work.
Wow. Yeah, Moore does not settle there. He wanted the 3. He attacked the closeout, got all the way to the cup.
Both teams 4 points away. Moncrief driving.
Wow, and there at Moncrief again, he gets rewarded with the free throws there because he's just been aggressive all night. He's taken it to the defense all night, and the refs usually reward that kind of behavior.
So Isaiah Moore picks up the personal, just his 2nd as Moncrief heads to the line. As we mentioned earlier, the free throw line, the Achilles heel of Matthew Moncrief's game. He's 0 for 4.
But this does feel like a bit of a breakout game for Matthew Moncrief, does it not? I mean, in addition to, the 10 points, the 16 rebounds, he has 3 steals in this one. And in a game where they've needed every bit of extra offense, he's really stepped up.
Misses the 2nd. 84-83 now. So Brampton, if they get another offensive possession, which they should, Trey King says, wait a second. And he hits from deep. Edmonton now just a single point away from victory.
Trey King hitting back-to-back 3-pointers, and Brampton, they're not happy because they got lost in the matchups there, and defensively they just weren't sure who had them.
So a timeout on the floor. Just a single point away are the Edmonton Stingers of a road win. Brampton needing 3, and now the age-old question comes up. for Brampton, do you go for the 3 and the win, or do you go for a quick 2 and bank on your defense, stop it?
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be Joe Rasso here. I don't have all the answers, but to me, the way this game has felt, if I'm Brampton, I'm going for a 3 right now. And I say that because Edmonton is really rolling right now. Edmonton has been the team in this last 10 or so minutes, I think, on the front foot. And I think if you give them another offensive possession, if you settle for a 2 and you give Edmonton another possession, I just like the way they're playing right now. I think they have a lot of answers on the offensive end, and I wouldn't want to put the ball back in their hands with how they're playing right now.
3-point stats for the Brampton Honey Badgers. They are 7 of 29 from deep tonight, 24%, well below their season average. Cam Tyson has 6 of those 7 threes. The only other hit from deep was Sean East, who is 1 of 6.
Yeah, so I assume you're going to put the ball in Sean East's hands, and you're going to hope for Edmonton putting 2 on the ball so that he can get some sort of swing out to a 3. But alternatively, if Edmonton switches this screen and you have Sean East with an advantage, then he can just take it and shoot his own shot.
Here's Tyson. Would they foul right away? And that's what we were wondering, and that's exactly what they do. So that's what Joe Rasso would have said too.
Yeah. Joe Rasso definitely would have covered that, and I should have.
No, not you. I'm saying you and I don't think like that because we're not coaches.
But that was the smart thing to do for Jordan Baker, because as I said, he feels probably confident. If his team gets another offensive possession, he's gonna like their chances.
So Tyson hits the first. Target score time is so cool too, right? Because it's so strategic. How often can you see the winning team would foul in order to put themselves in a position to win? As Tyson hits both, tied at 86.
Does it get better than this? I mean, we kind of teed it up. We said these are going to be 2 evenly matched teams, and we're tied at 86 with the next point being the game winner. I mean, this is CEBL basketball at its very finest.
But how about this Edmonton Stingers team? 2-3 record. They were 1-3 before their last game against Calgary, but in that game they featured some returning and new players. Scotty Lindsay, Isaiah Moore, Stanley Davis Jr. They all made their season debuts. 41 points between the 3 of them. It is just amazing in the Canadian Elite Basketball League, and one of the most attractive things to watch is how quick a team season can change on a dime, just like that.
Yeah, I mean, those 3 players, it gave them so much depth. And Brampton obviously has a lot of star talent. They have Sean East, an MVP contender. They have Jameer Nelson coming, and that'll change things certainly. But Edmonton, to me, is one of the deepest teams in the league based on how they've been playing the last 2 games. And we said it, they didn't have a great record, but they had a couple really close losses, and now their depth has really shown out tonight. I guess coming out of the timeout here, Jordan Baker obviously drew up a play for them. Isaiah Moore is back on the floor. And, we'll see if they settle for a 3-pointer here or if they get one of their guys trying to roll all the way to the cup.
Next bucket wins. Here's Davis Jr. Up top, Bandumel trying to drive inside. Bandumel kicks, corner 3. King off the mark, and Omajafo was hit. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Brampton ball. Davis Jr. goes down and touches the foot of the referee to try to tell him it went off the foot.
But that's a shocking no call. I mean, it looked like he completely hit his body, and the fact that, yes, they gave Brampton the basketball, but no foul is shocking right now. I mean,
Omajafo got smoked there.
He got clotheslined, and I don't think he got really any of even if he got some of the ball, which he might have got some of the ball with his arm, but he still got a lot of body at the same time. I'm talking about Bandumel right now.
So a lot going on. I'm just stunned that Stanley Davis Jr. was touching the foot of the official there, trying to show him where it went out of bounds off of a foot of a Honey Badger. But instead, out of all of that chaos and commotion, a timeout on the floor, and the Honey Badgers will have a chance to win it.
Yeah, so again, it's the same question. Last time they gave the ball to Cam Tyson. maybe they knew they were going to foul, so they sent him to the free throw line. This time, obviously, Edmonton can't foul the same way that they just did. So it's either going to be Tyson or East getting a ball screen at the top of the key or just a one-on-one ISO situation. I think you want to keep it simple because the main thing right now for Brampton is they want to get a shot off, right? They don't want to turn the ball over. That's worst case scenario. So you want to keep it simple, either with just a simple screen at the top of the arc or even let one of your, Sean East or Tyson go one-on-one.
Tyson's got 27 points. East has 21. Head coach Serta said ATOs are something that's new to him this year as an assistant coach in the G League with the South Bay Lakers. It's fun trying these. Here we go. Honey Badgers with a chance to seal it. Here's East. Driving inside. Sean East goes up, and he's hammered down low by Isaiah Moore. So East will head to the free throw line with a chance to close it out.
I mean, how impressive is Sean East, right? He hasn't had a good half, but in that situation, he took that one extra dribble to get so deep in the paint that the center, Moore, just could not let him get a shot off and had to foul.
Sean East at the free throw line. A single will do it. East for the ball game. Yes! The former Stinger has the final say as Sean East gives the Honey Badgers their league best 6th win of the season.
What a win for Brampton. I mean, what a game for every neutral fan, Edmonton fan, Brampton fan. I thought both teams played really, really well tonight on both ends of the floor. And I think these are two of the best teams in the CEBL, and they showed it tonight.
Absolutely unreal stuff here from the Brampton Honey Badgers. They got the defensive stop that they needed. They come down the floor, go to their floor general, Sean East, who finishes with 22 points. And the last point of the night as he seals the ball game with a single free throw.
Sean.
Yeah, and you see just the respect as these two teams shake each other's hands. The respect that they have for each other. I think they both just saw that it was such a well-played game.
All right, D is standing by with our Booster Juice player of the game. It's Sean East. D, take it away.
Sean, I know it wasn't the prettiest game for you, but 5 points in the target time, the winner as well. Concerning who's on the other side in the history you have of this team, how good did this victory feel tonight?
It's just another game, the tensions was high. I used to be there last year, but I was just trying to keep, the main thing, and get a win, man. It was a tough, gritty. They was playing great defense. They was fouling. We was fouling. It was a tough game, but, we pulled it out, and that's all that matters.
Talk about the resilience of this ball club. Came off a tough loss on Saturday, which ended your undefeated streak. Came back and won despite, the circumstances. You fought and you still hung on to win.
Yeah, man. It just goes, it's going to be ups and downs in the season. Everything's not going to be pretty, but if we can pull them out, get these tough games out the way, like that's what we need. This is a good team. They're tough. They're real sound, rebounding. We pulled it out. That's all that matters.
I want to talk about your two teammates. Tyson set the tone tonight from the three-point line, and then Moncrief almost set the franchise record. He was 2 away, or tied the record for rebounds. You got 15 tonight, so 15 rebounds tonight. And, you struggled on the glass. They out-rebounded you, but he was a real beast inside. Talk about those two and how much they contributed to this win tonight.
Yeah, we kind of didn't like the way that Vancouver kind of got the rebounds on us last. So, that was an emphasis, even though they still out-rebounded us, but that was a big emphasis coming into this game to be strong, be a little bit more physical. And I feel we did better than last game. We just got to keep improving.
Enjoy the W, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Sean East, 22 points, 7 for 7 from the line, and you can toss 7 assists onto his tab for the night. An 87-86 win for the Brampton Honey Badgers over the Edmonton Stingers. We're going to break it all down after the break. Stick around. You're watching CEBL Live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Looking to level up your future? Algoma University's Brampton campus is where ambition meets opportunity. Study in-demand programs like business, computer science, and psychology right in downtown Brampton. We offer the most affordable tuition in Ontario and are ranked #1 in Canada for scholarships and bursaries. Small classes, big support, real success. Algoma University Brampton. Success within reach.
CEBL.
are big savings on parking at YEG. Use promo code STINGERS to save 20% on airport parking with Jet Set Parking. Affordable parking just minutes from the terminal. Book online at jetsetparking.com/YEG and use code STINGERS to save. Level up your game. Jet Set Parking has partnered with Edmonton International Airport for their new loyalty program, YEG Plus. Jet Set Parking at YEG Plus, a winning way to start your vacation.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh, yeah. Like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Don't miss the next CEBL broadcast tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Winnipeg Seabears travel to Ottawa and take on the Blackjacks at TD Place, with both teams looking to gain ground in their respective conferences. Elias Alcine, Roseanne Jolie, and Joy Spearchief Morris have the action for you tomorrow night. Catch all the action on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Well, Oren, we were treated to some action tonight. This Brampton Honey Badgers team snatch up their 6th victory of the season. Sean East with a couple of big free throws down the stretch, and then the finisher there to give them point 87, which sealed the deal.
Look, if you're in the Greater Toronto area and you're watching a game on CBC Gem, YouTube, come out to these games, because the kind of basketball we're getting treated to is really, really good. It's high-level stuff. And Brampton, I think, really showed their kind of poise and just what the team is made out of. Coming off their first loss of the season to Vancouver last game, we didn't know how they would respond, and they got a really tough win in a game where they hit 6 fewer threes. They were out-rebounded by a ton. They just kept coming, and I think the stat that really goes to show is 24 made free throws to 11 for Edmonton. So it just shows Brampton kept attacking. They stayed in attack mode. They got rewarded for it. They got to the free throw line, and they ended up, getting a really, really clutch win.
As we wrap things up here, what about a season-high 27 points for Cam Tyson with 6 threes?
Yeah, Cam Tyson and Keon Ambrose Hilton were the two guys that really stepped up when Sean East slowed down in the second half. And I give a lot of credit to Edmonton for slowing him down, throwing different coverages at him, but Brampton's role players really stepped up and were able to continue getting the scoreboard rolling.
Final score, 87-86. The Brampton Honey Badgers improved to 6-1 on the season. For my partner, Oren Weisfeld, our sideline guy, Dee Balsera, our producer, Mason, I'm Matt Bonomi saying so long from Brampton, and thanks for choosing the Canadian Elite Basketball.
Knock 'em out the run, 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 knock 'em out the run with your head top, time for some action.